Hi guys, so today we're going to look at a feature that will be really useful to finance lawyers or credit risk teams when you need to review bulk loan agreements against a model loan agreement so you can spot inconsistencies immediately. In essence, what this tool does is that it can turn thousands of documents into a comparison table in seconds. It can show deviations from the standard template and highlight inconsistencies. It's a feature called Tabular Review that's offered by a legal tech company called August. And the task we'll perform is a loan agreement bulk review. So we have a bunch of loan agreements and we have to review them. And every time we review these documents, we're evaluating them against the same set of questions or model clauses from a template. We need to make sure that no information is missing or deviates from our template loan agreement. I've logged in already, and if we go to Tabular Review, select Create New, I'm going to give it a name. Let's call it Loan Agreements. You can give a description if you'd like, save changes. And now I want to create the questions templates. So select templates, create templates. We need to give it a name again. And again, you can give an optional description. And then down here in the columns section, you can add columns. And what these columns are, you'll give it a name and then you'll ask a question. So of the information you want to extract from our loan agreements, we will give a question. Let's say we want termination dates. And a simple question like, what is the termination date? We give it a document to review, and then we'll extract that information and present the information in a table format. And you can always search the web for suggested questions, or you can ask AI to improve your questions or suggest questions for you. But you ultimately will have the final say. Since I have many questions I'd like to consistently ask when I'm reviewing these loan agreements, I'm not gonna enter each question into a column. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the AI feature to create the columns at once. So I'm going to go to AI generate, paste that into the AI, then hit generate columns. Okay, it's finished adding the columns. See, that was quick and easy. And so it's added all the different columns. You can just verify that everything looks good. Make sure you have everything, all the information, things like the column name, the type of format you want, your answers given to you. Use AI, ask the web. And yeah, so we're gonna hit create template. That's the template done. Now we're going to use the questions in the template we just created to ask questions about our multiple loan agreements that are in the folder commercial loan agreements. So we're going to select commercial loan agreements. And we want to evaluate per file, not folder. And then now I want to select the template we just created, the one with all the questions. It's called loan agreement template. There we go. 32 columns. So you can imagine there's 32 questions. So what it's doing is that it's processing each loan agreement against each question in the template. I'm also extracting the information that matches the questions I've asked. So the questions are in the template. I've uploaded all the loan agreements I want to review, and that template was a bunch of questions to extract information from all of these loan agreements. There you go. So August has completed its review. Imagine how long it would take you if you were to open each loan agreement and then hit Control F, type the keyword, and then tick off 20 to 30 different questions. And you have to do this for multiple loan agreements, more than 10, 20, 30 different loan agreements. It would just take you forever. And this presents it in a way that's easy to identify the information that you want. You already know the information you want, and you want to be able to quickly assess what's missing, what's deviating from our standard. So in this section here, the first column, lender column, seems fine. All the information is present. Borrower section, borrower column. Here we go. So these are the deviations I was referring to. The borrower identified in the agreement is not specified. The fields for the borrower's name and details in Schedule 1 and throughout the agreement are left blank. So that's ultimately something we need to fix. So one of the other amazing things you can do is verify information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this as needs review. So I've marked that as needs review. I'm going to go back to this column. Also mark this as needs review. This looks good. So I'm just going to verify this. So essentially, I've marked what's verified in green, and then I've highlighted what needs to be addressed. I flagged that in yellow. By the way, these questions are not set in stone. You can always change them, add them, and then rerun this review and extract that information. So these columns are always changing. Things may change. So this isn't a process that's set in stone. You can modify it according to your needs at that time. Also, I want to just bring your attention to something else. And if you really want to get the best out of tabular review, you have to embark on a form of training, in quotes, by verifying the information that August provided in this tabular review. You can easily verify, or a colleague can easily verify by clicking on these cells like I've showed you, and it will flag these sections, and these are the sections it's already flagged, yes, no, and you can always change that. And so at a quick glance, you can immediately see which documents are problematic, which ones need your attention. And I think that's amazing. And what else would have been nice, but not a problem, is to be able to take action based on this. So if there are agreements that need to be signed by certain dates, it'd be great to immediately put some form of alert or reminder on this to take action, to send emails, etc. That would be nice. But I think you can do that on the workflow feature, which I'm going to look at. I suspect that you can do that. Multiple team members and even clients can engage in this review process. So you don't have to go back and forth and share versions of different documents. August keeps track of all these documents, all the changes, all the highlights, all the flags, etc. So it's in one table that's easy to view, easy to access, easy to review. Imagine if you were to review this document and go back and forth, highlighting, revising, back and forth, updating clients, etc. Whereas you can put it in a table view like this, you can highlight easily all the areas that need your attention, and then you can immediately send it out for review to clients. And then I'd like to show you something with the chat from the verified table. So let's say you've gone through this document, you've verified all the information. You can go to the chat and you can ask it to produce documents. So if you go to the chat, you can ask it to draft further documents such as due diligence summaries, internal memos, and reports for clients in the ask question chat here. A little bit different to the thing I was referring to about the alert system with dates on this tabular review. And since this information is already present, you've verified it, hence I talked about the chat after you verified the information. Once you've verified the information, it then becomes quicker and more accurate to draft further documents using August as well. So you can use August to draft initial drafts, which I will link to the description. So you can use it to draft initial drafts. The good thing is that you've verified all the information, so it's not going to hallucinate. This is all information which is already present and you've already verified it. It's not like you're giving it information and then trying to verify once it's done the initial draft. And using tabular review as an iterative process, the more changes you make to the columns, the better your reviews get. You can add columns, edit columns and documents, and you can highlight crucial information, and you can also save a version you're happy with as a template. So we could save this as a template, and then we could work on this. Each time we're going through these agreements, we can improve this and therefore improve any further reviews we'll undertake. So if you're already trying to ensure consistency around these documents, why not automate the workflow and save time? These tables are built once, you revise them over time, and then you reuse them across certain matters. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, please email me or just call me. Thanks.